Lydia Hamid. She is also project coordinator at the Gajimu team, which is the Wage Indicators Indonesia team. And with together with this team, you have been working with trade union partners on a data academy and making marketing projects for the past 6 years. And the team focuses on providing data transparency to improve working conditions in Indonesia's garment sector. So what I really want to learn from you and also for the audience, Lydia, is to see, okay, so what can we learn from other industries that faced or are still facing, because it isn't solved at all, similar challenges, and what we can learn for the data work industry from other industries. So happy you are here. Can you maybe start by telling something more about the garment industry in Indonesia?
Okay, thank you, Martin. For the context, the garment industry in Indonesia is a very vital component in our national economy. In manufacturing industry, garment is the second major contributor to our GDP. So it's behind the food industry. As of 2023, we had like 19 million manufacturing workers, and of this, approximately around 20% are employed in the textile, garment, and footwear sector. So this industry also particularly noticeable for its gender demographics. So women constitute about like 80% of the workforce in this textile sector. Also, we have 60 to 80% in the footwear industry. As one of the largest garment exporters in Southeast Asia, the industry has strong market in both United States and also Europe. This reflect the global demand for Indonesian garments.
Okay.
Yes, and also as this market continue to seek affordable and quality manufacturing, we expect this textile and garment sector to grow and expand much more in the future.
Okay, thanks. And so, what makes the position of these workers precarious, and also what makes it also hard to make the position stronger?
Okay, the precarious position of workers in Indonesia's garment industry influenced by several factors, like their landscape or structure of the sector, also our labor law, and also labor practices. Like the garment industry in Indonesia consists of a mix of high-tier factories and also low-tier factories. Many of these low-tier factories are located in rural areas. Okay, for your information, Indonesia has different minimum wage for each region. So these low-tier factories tend to prioritize cost cutting and also high volume output. So they frequently employ labor practices to reduce expenses. This includes hiring workers from the rural area to pay them more lower wages. And also they can relocate their factories to take advantage of the cheaper labor in the other region. This shifting landscape can lead to job losses and instability of workers. Also, like uh, Antonio once say in the presentation, low-tier factories here in the garment industry also operate as subcontractors for the larger and high-tier factories. So this layer structure making it difficult for the workers in the low tier to identify the brands they produce, and they don't know where to direct complaints about their working condition, as they often only handle small part of the production process. They remain like disconnected from the larger supply chain and not noticeable for by the brands they produce. So this means labor practices often go unchecked for the poor working condition and also lack of compliance with the labor standard. including the safety measure and also maternity protection.
Hmm.
We have here also home-based workers that also contribute in significantly to the garment production, but um, we we don't have it in our program. But I can explain a little bit. This worker often because this worker in home-based workers often face similar challenges such as underpayment and also lack of job security because same as the low-tier factories workers, they the brands cannot notice them, and also they also may even involve their family like children to like working because they work at home, because they work at home, and also there's a lot of family members at home, and to meet their tight deadlines and all that's set by the employers, they make their families to work uh, to help them do the work.
Hmm.
So I think that's
And
one of
sorry.
the,
Sure. Yeah, it's interesting.
you know,
So what you also say, so it's really a fragmented landscape with many subcontractors where all stakeholders don't really see, okay, so who is responsible for who and who do you need to contact when you have a question or a complaint. Can you also tell me about what you did with the Gajimu project?
okay. We did this Makintarang project for from 2023 until 2000 until this year. Initiated by WageIndicator, aims to significantly improve working condition and worker representation in the garment sector. Uh, it is expanded its scope. We know assessing working condition compliance with labor laws across like more than 500 garments factories in Indonesia. It is increased from the previous initiative, 150 factories involved. Also, one of the core goal is to facilitate collective representation for the workers in factory that currently have no union or have unclear union status, because the situation often leave workers without voice, or they cannot advocate their rights with the help of union here. So we seek to enhance worker participation in the collective bargaining process through engagement with our trade union partner. So by doing so, we ensure that the voice of the women or underrepresented group before are prioritized in the negotiating collective agreement.
Hmm. Okay,
Um,
interesting. Yeah, sorry.
Uh, this actually the third phase of the program. We aiming to increase the transparency of the data and also the supply chain uh, in the garment sector. So by targeting like more than 40% of the factories in open apparel logistics, or now known as open supply hub, the project seeks to ensure that garment workers have fair access to quality information about their labor. We collaborate with the Open Supply Hub to like to facilitate utilization of the supply chain data that they provide, uh, because they provide the supply chain data by the global entities, including brands and civil society groups. So we have, um, by creating this collaboration, we creating an open and trusted supply chain data environment that increase the visibility of the workers, that can positively impact workers, hopefully. Um, we emphasize holding brands accountable for how they treat their workers and supporting responsible practices throughout the supply chain across all tiers of garment production.
Hmm. So thanks, very interesting. And see, so do you also see some similarities or difference between the garment industry and the data workers industry? I think one difference is that within the garment industry there was already really well organized unions, so it was on the agenda. Where with the data workers, uh, uh, as far as I know, that's not the case. Do you see some other similarities between those two
Mm,
industries?
yes. After seeing the college presentation, government workers and data workers have similar challenges in terms of the precarious employment condition, like they like the instability of their contract, like high number of fixed term or freelance contracts create the uncertainty job security for them. Also, both sector are often associated with low pay relative to the cost of living, making it difficult for workers to like get economic security. And also workers in both sectors lack of protection from the exploitation. Like from in garment factories, we have excessive workloads, and also from the data workers, we have like unrealistic deadlines and data related tasks,
Hmm, okay.
like that. And also just as condition of the garments worker can remain obscured by subcontracting and informal arrangement of their structure in the sector. Data workers may face the same problem, like the employment status for them. It will leading to like lack of accountability and support.
Yeah. Mhm.
Think
Okay.
yeah, maybe that's all.
Yeah. Thanks very much also for sharing this and also showing it, especially also the similarities between the industries, which also, yeah, removes the excuses of this is a complete new industry.